Penguin Random House Audio presents Middle Spoon, a novel, by Alejandro Varela. Read for you by Eddie Lopez. For everyone who, given the opportunity, chooses not to sneeze or cough into their hands. And for Aiden, whose adventures are only just beginning. Dear Ben, I'm sipping Amaro, the one you like to drink before bed. The bottle with the cap made of melted wax. It's an extravagant pour. I'm lucid but intoxicated. Before the digestif, there were 2 glasses of sake. Before that, 2 martinis. There was a plate of food, too, mostly protein. I'm not telling you this for the sake of telling you. I guess, in a way, I'm preparing you. Wait a second. Before this very moment, it had never occurred to me that sake, the Japanese drink made of fermented rice, and sake, noun meaning for the purpose of, are heteronyms. Odd to have missed this connection. That was a stupid way to begin an email. Honest, but stupid. Let me try again. Dear Ben, I wouldn't have thought it possible for me at this age and at this otherwise fruitful moment in my life to plumb a new low. Having been socialized in a less than ideal environment, one disproportionately characterized by financial stress and all of its insalubrious consequences, I thought I knew what it meant to be a damaged animal, to be psychologically contorted by the acute pains that accompany a chronic state of survival. In a word, anxiety. In 2, anxiety and disappointment. This isn't to say my damage was particularly terrible, or that good doesn't come from bad, or that making $1 out of 15 cents isn't an undervalued life skill, but my experiences were just terrible enough for me to develop a permanent reference point, one of lower elevation, from where I could still see in all directions, the better as well as the worse places. In adolescence, this seeing became an obsessive, even if low-stakes, vigilance, not only of my immediate surroundings, but of things possible, irrespective of time or reality's limitations. I could imagine it, therefore it was real. Worse yet, if I thought it was happening, it probably was. For as long as the ignorance of youth remained intact, my vigilance proved to be a manageable, albeit vague and incremental state of declivity. A humorous quirk without human consequences. But then, angst and self-awareness entered the arena, with their penchants for swarming and stabbing, for piercing the patina of pretense, effectively dismantling the firewall between truth and truth, which is to say my truth and the truth. I was trapped inside of something cyclical, something that rockets, something that plummets, up, then down, up and down, up, down. But even bad has its benefits. The unsung attribute of formative stress, of the kind brought about by hierarchies, race, class, sex, proximity to immigration, is that, despite its accompanying destabilization, the stress becomes something of a crutch and, depending on the circumstances, a friend. Or the drug a friend slips into your hand at the club, and before you know it, you're unrecognizable without it. To the unsuspecting audience, the differences between a person who expertly contains their chaos and one who lives chaos-free are imperceptible. An illusion that only compounds the dreaded experience because we, which is to say, people like me, are left weathering the neurological lawlessness alone, more concerned with obfuscation than repair, and often uncertain of our opponent. Is it them? Us? The system that contains all? Yes. Also, no. The war isn't against ourselves per se, but against the past and its material conditions, which is effectively a long-term battle with society, but yes, practically speaking, also a battle with ourselves. All roads lead back to early days. Our gaits, the tenor of our voices, our wardrobe palettes, how we perceive others, how we perceive others perceiving us, how we handle rejection, how much we grind our teeth at night, all of it determined by factors not predetermined, but instead molded onto us. Not a gilding, so much as an unnecessary fondant. Oh, please, you must be thinking. No one is spared the ritual of conditioning. Yes, but when the conditioning is unpleasant, life unspools in a less than pleasant way, with little regard for the future environments in which the unspooling takes place. Do you understand what I mean, Ben? Everything sucks when the beginning sucks. But I believed, until now, my general dissatisfaction was sufficient preparation for whatever might come my way. I couldn't be disappointed because disappointment wasn't an event, but a state of being. I was wrong. And I can confirm here, now, in this hazy land replete with perspectives, that liberation doesn't accompany every awakening. I am frieze obverse, nothing grander than an illusion. I've finished the Amaro, and everyone's asleep. I'm in a bad place. It's a realm previously unknown to me. Somewhere nether, somewhere suffocating and all-consuming. A new low, Ben, for which you might not be the cause or the effect, but the catalyst. And as with most of life's calamities and indignities, I can't help but feel that this one too intersects with the immutable things. Those insouciantly destructive, socially fabricated political categories that, in a society without hierarchies, would simply be beautiful attributes, but are instead used to create distances, to isolate the protagonist from their less than ideal context. Come to think of it, not an altogether negative conundrum. To be kept from the unpleasantness by the very thing that triggered the unpleasantness. It's not a competition, but I guess what I'm really saying is I'm in a worse place than the bad place you're in because I started in a worse place. You see, animals are social above all else, no matter the ilk. Even when the club is shitty, we want to be allowed inside. Certainly we don't want to be excluded because of a thing we can't change, a thing we don't want to change. And woe is the person defined by multiple immutable things because those things often combine, creating a new, unnameable thing, still immutable but even more damaging insofar as the reactions it elicits, insofar as the walls. Woe is me. And so here I sit, overwhelmed by a situation I might be handling better if I were less damaged. And less drunk. Me. Ben, this is excruciating. What are you doing? Come back. I love you. Me. Dear Ben, despite the cold rain, I'd bike over. I could take the G train to the L, but the G is running in 2 sections and I'd be reduced to pacing the platform at Bedford Nostrand for 20 minutes. Better to bike. Better to wade through potholes than pace a platform during an economic recession. I'll sit on your stairs and wait for you to come home from work, or drinks, or whatever it is you're doing to forget me. No, I'd stand, because your slumlord has never cleaned the stairwell. No, I'd sit, because that would be a less threatening way to find me. And I'd bring flowers, the cheap industrially farmed ones from the supermarket on the corner, and a couple of steaks, the overpriced grass-fed ones from the butcher by the bridge. I'd tell you about my heartbreak and ask for your advice. I'd hold your hand, and the rest, not minutes, hours. I'd also find my way inside of you, my favorite place, one of many places where I felt, until a couple of days ago, I might always be welcome. I need a psychological tergiversation to accompany the visceral one. I've become the protagonist I've always detested. This isn't only genetics, epigenetics, and the socioeconomic climate of the early 80s. You bear responsibility too. Despite all of this, I'm not going anywhere. I have to respect your wishes, because I presume them to be proxies for your feelings. I need time to get over you, you said over the phone. After a few weeks, we can talk again. Weeks? A few? This isn't the sort of connection easily erased.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?